Ain't no stopping this podcast from dropping. We here to get that work. Welcome, guys, to In Your House, and I am your director, Hollywood House, and you guys already know them vibes. When we slide on through, we here to get that work. Round the clock when it comes to this professional wrestling biz, and you know we gotta give it to you every single time, because when we do, we manage to give it to you when you are in your car, maybe you on the road, maybe you hitting towns, maybe you on a layover, maybe you on a plane, maybe you waiting for your match, maybe you need to just pop us in your ears and let us give you that work when it comes to professional wrestling. And guys, it's Tuesday, and you know what that means. That's right, it is the return of Hollywood's solo shot, except I'm not doing a solo shot, and I'll talk more about that in a second. But before I do that, I gotta thank you guys. Of course, I always gotta start out that way. I gotta thank you guys for making us a 5-star podcast on Apple Podcasts. It is truly appreciated. You guys are the reason that we are listened to internationally. You guys are the reason that we have been on the charts. You guys are the reason that we are one of the hottest podcasts in the Midwest, and we definitely need y'all to keep up that energy. Give us 5-star ratings, give us reviews. That's on Apple Podcasts, that's on Spotify. It all helps, so we really appreciate it. And man, guys, we are back, and us being back, it's crazy because, like, there's a lot of professional wrestling to talk about. There's a lot of professional wrestling that has happened this past weekend, some professional wrestling that happened the last few days. Then we have Money in the Bank coming up this weekend. Just a whole lot going on, and we're going to talk about that. We got Monday Night Raw that just went on, and we're going to talk about that. We had Forbidden Door. That was great, and just a lot to break down as we reflect on Forbidden Door and look ahead to Money in the Bank. And before we do that, it's like I said a little bit earlier in the show, usually this is my solo shot, but I'm not riding solo this time. I'm not needing to. I was able and managed to find somebody who was willing to come in and do the dirty work and come in and talk some professional wrestling with me while my man Hype is out there enjoying his time. And he is somebody that you've heard on the podcast before. We heard him on the show as we talked to WrestleMania, and that is the young prodigy himself, and that is the Beast. Zay returns to the podcast. Alajuwon, what's up, man?
What's up, Dad?
Thanks for coming back on the show, man.
You know I had to slide in, you know.
I know, a lot to talk about. A whole lot to talk about. How's your summer going so far?
It's been a little bit boring, but games like Fight Forever coming out. I can't wait for stuff like that.
Oh yeah, we're definitely going to talk about that. That comes out Thursday. And a lot of hype around this game, to be honest. I mean, a whole lot of it. I mean, and we're definitely going to talk about that. But before we do that, we got to talk about Monday Night Raw. Zay, you know we got Money in the Bank coming up. One of my personal favorite events.
Yep.
And we got a big weekend ahead of us, wrestling-wise, as we're going to be riding off into our vacation. We're going to just hang out, get some stuff done around the house, get back into Playhouse Gaming. We'll talk about that at the end of the show. We're definitely going to be talking AEW Fight Forever when it comes to that. But once again, that'll be later on in the show. We got to talk Monday Night Raw. And I was worried a little bit about this episode, Zay, and the reason why is because a lot of reports coming out that Big Vinnie Mac, is getting more and more involved in the creative process. But even with that being said, I gotta tell you, man, I think this past episode of Monday Night Raw was pretty good.
Yeah, I think it was definitely better than SmackDown.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, in our first match, we had Ricochet versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Bronson Reed was kicked out of ringside, and Ricochet defeated Shinsuke Nakamura with a shooting star press. Yeah,
man, I gotta tell you, that was a good competitive match, and Ricochet getting the clean win over Shinsuke Nakamura, that I don't think that really hurt Shinsuke. I think it makes Ricochet look good going into Money in the Bank.
For sure, especially since both of them are going to be in the Money in the Bank ladder match, so...
Oh, yeah, so there's definitely a little bit of smoke right there. Once again, I thought it was a good match. I like the little wrinkle in there with Bronson Reed kind of being involved. I think we'll kind of see something closer to the time, possibly Ricochet and Shinsuke Nakamura and Bronson Reed in a triple threat match. I mean, at SummerSlam, I mean, it's something to think about. That's definitely something you can put on the card.
It definitely is something to think about.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen this happen for, like, 2-3 weeks, so I don't think it's too far away to, suspect it.
Oh, no, I'm totally with you there. I definitely agree. Once again, a pretty good match. I enjoyed it. As we've seen in these last few weeks, man, we've seen Imperium pretty pretty prominently presented on Monday Night Raw, and that continued as Gunther accepted Matt Riddle's challenge, and now we have Matt Riddle versus Gunther at Money in the Bank for the Intercontinental Championship.
Yep. Personally, I think that Gunther should retain. I don't think it's time for him to drop the title yet. I think he needs to, become like the longest reigning. I mean, he's pretty much close there. I think he beats it in like September, October, or something like that. So I don't think it's so far away for him to actually beat the record.
No, it's not far away. I think they really need to pull the trigger. That's something me and Hype have talked about on a past episode here, is that just go ahead and pull the trigger on that. Why not? I mean, all he's got to do is really get to the rest of the end of this year, the last quarter of this year, and then you could even have somebody build somebody up through WrestleMania season that could actually beat him at WrestleMania, and that's when he could drop it. I mean, to me, that's the perfect timing. So once again, Gunther has been a fantastic. I know I've gushed about this a lot on the show, but Gunther's been a really great Intercontinental Champion, represented the company well as champion, and being featured prominently on the show in main events on Monday Night Raw. I mean, they like Gunther. It seems like they love Gunther, man, and it's great to see it. I got to tell you, somebody else who the entire WWE Universe is loving is, of course, Seth Rollins.
Yup. Mm-hmm.
Seth Rollins is that guy. He could do no wrong. But I gotta talk a little bit about this Finn Balor villain origin story that we kind of saw.
Yup.
I think that it was greatly done, and the video package was good. And honestly, I don't know how you feel about it, but I'll give you my opinion is, man, I love Seth Rollins. I'm a huge Seth fan. Mm-hmm. But also at the same time, everything that Finn was talking about wasn't wrong.
Yep.
It makes you think, even though he's playing the heel in here, him being Finn Balor, it makes you think, is he wrong? Is he the bad guy? Because he's making some sense, right?
Yeah, I mean, he said that after he, had to relinquish the title, I mean, Seth was laughing at him that night on Raw.
Yep.
I mean, I don't blame Finn, honestly. I mean, it makes me really want Finn to win, but I honestly do not think that he's going to win.
I don't think so either.
But it was a perfect setup for Carmelo Hayes versus Finn Balor when, Carmelo Hayes was seated in the front row, and he stopped Balor from using the chair, allowing Rollins to run Balor off, so.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm glad that you brought that up. Carmelo Hayes, that was a nice little addition to the show, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. I didn't go into Monday Night Raw thinking that we were going to see Carmelo Hayes, let alone see Carmelo Hayes have his Monday Night Raw debut, bro.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like a call-up, but I think he's still going to be on NXT. I don't know.
Well, I do know tonight he wrestles Baron Corbin for the NXT Championship. That'll be going down on, I believe it's NXT Gold Rush.
Right, yeah.
And I might tune in for that one to see what happens, because I don't think that he's going to lose the NXT Championship to Baron Corbin, but if he did...
Yeah, but if he did, I wouldn't be complaining.
If he did, that just means he could come to Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, I mean, Baron Corbin as NXT Champion again... That's a whole nother topic for another day.
I think Baron Corbin is a little bit above average than everybody gives him credit for.
Yeah, I feel like he's very underrated, though.
I agree. I think that he's got a motor on him, especially for a big guy. I think that he carries any character that's given to him well. I think that he's done really good representing himself with the company. I'm not going to sit up here and say I'm a huge Baron Corbin fan, but I do appreciate and respect him for the work that he's done in WWE.
And he has one of the tightest finishers, maybe of all time.
Oh man, yes.
In the days,
and the way and he can hit it. I mean,
yeah.
he can hit it. That was my biggest thing with that is I know he's a big guy, but can he hit that on everybody? I can now say that bro has managed to find a way to hit that on everybody.
Yep.
So, yeah, Baron Corbin's great. Once again, we'll see him on NXT. Somebody that we saw pretty prominently on NXT making his return to Monday Night Raw last week is Tommaso Ciampa, and he had a match planned against The Miz, but The Miz didn't even let that happen. He just came and beat him down and hit him with the skull-crushing finale. What are you thinking about the return of Tommaso Ciampa? I know he's somebody that you've been a fan of for a little bit.
Yep, I when he like returned, I wasn't really watching, like I was like in my room, and then I came in your room. And you had it on the TV, and I was like, I saw Miz, and then I heard Ciampa's music hit, and I started screaming of happiness, because, like, honestly, it's been 9 months. It's been 9 months.
It's been a while, and bro definitely knows how to put on banger matches, so, like, it's definitely a void with him being gone. And I definitely like the possibility that we could see DIY return. Yeah. And that'll just get, because it feels like they want to.
Makes sense.
Well, yeah, it seems like they want to do something with Johnny Gargano, but they just don't know what to do. And, like, they want to boot up Tommaso Ciampa. So it seems like this is a perfect opportunity for them to come together, do DIY, and then eventually down the line, they can just recreate what they created on NXT, but do it on, you know, the WWE main roster level. Have Tommaso Ciampa turn on Johnny Gargano and then let them just have those high-scale, high-quality matches on PLEs. What do you think about that?
Ooh, I mean, I'm not against that. Honestly, I think I understand why Ciampa did it, and I think it was a good reason. And also, I think the idea with DIY coming back, that's honestly, like, perfect.
You like that?
Mm-hmm. And I think that it should be Tommaso Ciampa, however you'd like to say it.
Right.
Versus Miz either at Money in the Bank or either at SummerSlam.
Okay. All right. So, as you know, we have the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. We got the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. It's gonna be a really, really great Saturday afternoon and night. We got a lot of wrestling, dog, Saturday as we cruise into our vacation, just kind of relax and just kind of, because, you know, we got a lot of stuff starting up here in the next month or so. It's new stuff going on with me. You're going to be, you know, going and starting off your new school year and whatnot, so it would be nice to have a little rest and a little relaxation for a week before all that stuff gets started. But I know that we have Ronda Rousey. I just want to get through this real quick. I know we got Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. They're the tag team champions. We got Raquel Rodriguez with the return. Unified, yes. With the return of Liv Morgan. Where are you at right now on the tag division, or the women's tag division? I just want to see what your temperature is on it right now before we get to the Money in the Bank stuff.
I think, honestly, how they're doing it, I think it's fine. But, I think they need to really give, who is it, Kaden Carter and Katana Chance.
Yeah.
Yep, I think they need to give them a chance, you know.
I think they're slow building them.
Yep, I know they lost to Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler last week.
But that was their debut match.
No, it wasn't.
It was a couple weeks ago. But they had a great showing against those two. And then I believe they won a match like a week or so after that, and they had another good showing. So, yeah, They're built. It's a slow build for this women's tag division. But we're starting to get quality participants. We know that, once again, like you said, they are the unified tag team championships because they beat Isla Dawn and Alba Fire. Yep. So now we know that there's tag teams. I mean, I think that's the biggest thing to take away from that, is that now there's actually about 2, 3, maybe 4 actual, like, women's tag teams, not just people thrown together, but teams that are actually kind of well thought out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And also, I think these NXT call-ups on Raw, SmackDown have been perfect.
You liking them?
I mean, you got Pretty Deadly Grayson Waller on SmackDown, and then you got Isla Dawn, Alba Fire.
Yep.
The only thing is that we haven't seen Indy Hartwell.
I believe she's hurt.
Ooh, that sucks.
She's dealing with the injury, but she'll be somebody that'll be featured prominently when she does come back. So I think they're kind of turning over things, and the women's division is doing pretty well. It's holding its own. I'll put it like that. And we're definitely seeing that with this women's Money in the Bank match. Of course, we know that this is going to be a big one, man. I mean, this is going to be a big one with some great participants: Becky Lynch, Zoe Starks, Zelina Vega, Bayley, Io Sky, and the first Hall of Famer to ever participate in a Money in the Bank match, Trish Stratus. This is something me and Hype talked about a few weeks ago, is that it will be interesting to see Trish Stratus be in a Money in the Bank ladder match. Even at her semi-retirement age, not saying that she's old, but just saying that as an athlete, she's up there in age, you know what I'm saying? But I wasn't sure for that reason they was going to put her in it. Well, they did, and Trish is still breaking barriers. So now let's talk a little bit about Money in the Bank, and we'll start there. Who do you got winning this women's Money in the Bank ladder match? Who's going to be Miss Money in the Bank?
I have a feeling that it's going to be Io Sky, but I really want Zelina Vega to win.
Really?
But I also think this is going to be the separation of Damage Control.
Yeah, I think that we're going to see. See, the thing that I like about these Money in the Bank ladder matches this year is that it seems like there's a lot of stories weaved in there. You have the stuff that's going on with Becky Lynch, Zoe Stark, and Trish Stratus. You got the stuff that's going on with Bayley and Io. I mean, there's a lot of things that's kind of rolling. The only person that doesn't really got real smoke with somebody like outside of this match is Zelina Vega, but she's got a lot of momentum going into the match. Me, I'm on the part that you have somebody who has the momentum of Io Sky, but also has the storyline behind her with her and the pseudo miscommunications and little jealousy between her and Bayley. I think you go with Io Sky. I truly do. I really, really do, man. You saw the reaction that she got back at Backlash against Bianca Belair, and I just think that she's the perfect candidate. To me, with Zelina Vega being the backup plan, to be Miss Money in the Bank. You could also put it on Trish Stratus as well and see where you go with that. I mean, that would be interesting to see a Hall of Famer as Miss Money in the Bank, and see how she carries that with her limited dates, because, you know, I'm not saying that she isn't working. She's working every week. She's showing up. But it will be interesting to see her carry that briefcase and see when she would cash it in. But ultimately my pick is Io Sky.
And for the men's, you have such great names. Like you have Ricochet, L.A. Knight. Yeah. You have Shinsuke Nakamura, Santos Escobar, Butch, Damian Priest, and the Maverick Logan Paul.
See, this is going to be a really good one. They've really been giving us a lot of that Ricochet and Shinsuke Nakamura story, pretty heavy.
Right.
So I'm loving that. You got Damian Priest and everything he's got going on in terms of him and Finn Balor, and kind of they haven't really been featuring it lately, but kind of the dissension between those two. You have some upstarts in there like Santos Escobar and Butch, who are going to probably try to really make their name in this match. Logan Paul's probably going to do some really great stuff and have some viral moments, as he's known to do. Shinsuke Nakamura is going to be solid in the match. You got LA Knight that's got a lot of momentum going into this match.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, it's tough to call, but who do you see coming out of this match being Mr. Money in the Bank?
LA Knight. Yeah.
See, I really want it to be him, but I can't ignore the punishment. I can't ignore the punishment of the Judgment Day, and that's Damian Priest. I believe Damian Priest can come out of this and not only be Mr. Money in the Bank, but he can be Mr. Money in the Bank after Finn loses, and Finn is festering. Finn is going to fester over the fact that he lost his opportunity to Seth Rollins, and Damian Priest has an opportunity, and that dissension between Finn Balor and Damian Priest is just going to grow, especially with that little wrinkle, that little element that we're not really thinking about, but it's there with JD McDonough. How's he going to play into this Judgment Day possible breakup, possible Damian Priest leave, possible bring in JD McDonough? We don't know what's going to happen, but they definitely got something with Damian Priest. Damian Priest has some momentum going into it too, so I definitely think there's a big opportunity for Damian Priest to come out Mr. Money in the Bank.
I think both picks, LA Knight and Damian Priest, as good picks. I think that both of them could really benefit from being Mr. Money in the Bank. And, yeah.
I agree. I mean, I definitely agree with that, but my pick is Damian Priest. I know yours is LA Knight, but mine is Damian Priest, and I think that, I think that's going to be a great match. So no matter who wins the match itself, us as fans are going to be winning for sure.
You know what else is going to be a good match?
What's that?
The Usos versus Roman Reigns in Solo Sikoa. The Civil War of the Bloodline.
Yes, that one's going to be good. You know, the Samoan Dynasty, the Bloodline, have been putting on the best stories in wrestling. I don't want to just say WWE. I want to say all of wrestling right now.
It's been ever since 3 years ago when it was Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns for the Universal title. I mean, that was really starting the story.
And it's just been keeping going. They've just kept it going up to this point where now we have Civil War. It's gonna be hard to call who's gonna win, but somehow, some way, I really do feel like the Usos are gonna find their way out and win this thing.
I think that the Usos are gonna win too. I mean, all of the turns are all the betrayals that Roman Reigns has had to deal with. I mean, first it was Sami Zayn, then it was Jimmy Uso, then now it's Jey Uso. I think it's crazy that Roman Reigns has never betrayed anybody. He's only been betrayed.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn, Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso.
Is Solo next?
That's what everybody's wondering.
Yeah, no, we'll see. We'll definitely see what happens, man. And it's going to be crazy because the story's been so good. It's been amazing. So we're both in agreement. Seth is going to retain, and we're both in agreement that Gunther is going to retain. Is that right?
Yep.
All right. So Cody Rhodes and Dominic Mysterio. What do you think?
I honestly think that Dominic Mysterio is going to win.
Me too.
I think that he's going to win. I think he's going to win because of Brock Lesnar setting up a third match at, SummerSlam.
Oh, yeah, I could definitely see that. Him costing, because that would just be a good setup. That, like you said, that would be a good setup for the SummerSlam match, which it seems like that's what they're going to go ahead and do. And Dominic Mysterio can catch a lot of heat from getting a cheap win off of Cody Rhodes.
Yep.
So, to me, it just makes sense. Cody feels like the winner. Dominic feels like the winner. Cody is going to get the short end of the stick, leading him into his rubber match with Brock Lesnar. And I just really think Money in the Bank is going to be good, man.
Yep. I also, if they do have that match at SummerSlam, I can't see Roman Reigns dropping the title until WrestleMania 40.
Man, it's going to be crazy. I believe that that's a strong possibility of what could happen because that seems like to be the right opportunity for him to drop the title. So we'll definitely see what's going to happen. WWE is once again telling great stories, doing good. They're just in cruise control. Money in the Bank this Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They're going to be over there in England, over there at the O2. It's going to be great. We love these international shows. I say it a lot. I've said it on the past shows. These international shows have just been killing it. And it's been amazing, whether they're going to Canada, whether they're going to Puerto Rico, whether they're going to Saudi Arabia, whether they're going to London. It's just something great, and I really believe that they really tapped into something really good with this international market. In fact, I would say that they tapped into it so good that their counterparts over there in Florida, AEW, are kind of tapping into that international market, which we saw at AEW Forbidden Door over there in Canada. And we're going to talk about that. Me and you, we're going to talk about that, Jay.
And also, All In is going to be in England too, London.
It's going to be at Wembley. Yep, it's going to be at Wembley. And definitely, once again, we're going to talk about that. But before we do that, we got to take a break. We've got to pay some bills. And when we do come back, me and Zay are going to talk AEW's Forbidden Door. And we're going to talk about our excitement and anticipation for AEW Fight Forever. Hey guys, it's your boy, the Director, Howse of In Your House. And I'm here to let you know about a small business that produces beard products and also supports small stage, independent, professional wrestling stars. It's called Ring Master Beard Company. Try one of their several scents, beard oils, balms, or mustache wax, and keep your beard looking and feeling sweet. Purchase your favorite wrestlers or personalities' personalized scent, and they receive a portion of each sale. And with that being said, don't forget to pick up a bottle of the Director in Alajuwon Howse Special. Your boy, a blend of eucalyptus, mint, and tea tree oil. Have your beard feeling fresh. Have your beard feeling smooth. Just like your boy, the Director. Follow Ringmaster Beard Company on Twitter and Instagram at Ringmaster Beard, or on their Facebook page, and that is Ringmaster Beard Company. Check it out. Get your beard cream. Hit your beard with that. Because sometimes being a master in the ring means mastering your beard. Welcome back to In Your House, where you can't stop this vibe, because you already know we talk about some professional wrestling. And you know when you talk professional wrestling, today you're doing it with the Director and you're doing it with the young prodigy Alajuwon. And before we get into AEW, all things AEW, I mean Forbidden Door, Collision, Fight Forever, I gotta do my due diligence, and that is, of course, thank you guys. Thank you so much for making us a 5-star podcast on Apple Podcasts. It is truly appreciated. All the downloads, all the 5-star ratings, all the reviews. We need them. So that way you guys can help us stay one of the hottest podcasts of professional wrestling in the Midwest. And guys, if you guys want to hear some other great opinions on professional wrestling, head on over to my dog, my homie, my brother, and that is, of course, the Pope, Elijah Burke, as he and Pollo Del Mar go back and forth, round and round, and head to head when it comes to this professional wrestling. And guys, it's a movie over there, Pope's Point of View, and that is at 9:05 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Saturday mornings on all major podcasting platforms. Guys, head on over to www.prowrestlingtees.com/inyourhouse. Join the movie. Go get you a set shirt. Go get you a Hollywood House shirt. Go get you a In Your House shirt. And guys, support the movie because it ain't never gonna stop. You guys already know what we do around here, and that is, of course, support some great companies here in the Midwest. Of course, you have Emerge Wrestling out there in Columbus. Of course, you have Destination 6 over there in Macomb, Illinois. And of course, you have Naptown All Pro out there in the heart of Indianapolis, and they just dropped their show, Already Chose. It's now available on IWTV, and if you look hard enough, you might just see a sighting of your Director. So guys, most definitely we support all professional wrestling over here at In Your House, and we love to do it. I got my son, who of course is going to be second generation when it comes to this professional wrestling. The young prodigy is here, and we're going to talk a little AEW, and I gotta tell you, Forbidden Door, it was a movie, man. What was you thinking about Forbidden Door?
I loved every second of it. I mean, just all the matches. Whew. I mean, you gave people gave people like Billy Starks a chance to
that was so awesome.
Shine on like a pay-per-view or whatever they call it.
Pay-per-view, I believe they call it that. They don't do a WWE and call it PLEs. Their stuff actually is on pay-per-view. But it was great to see Billy Starks show up on AEW there for their event before the show, their pre-show for the Women's Owen Hart Cup tournament, go up against the Ring of Honor Women's Champion Athena, and man, it was just great. Everything that she's doing right now, it's fun to see her take off, man.
Yep. A match that I really enjoyed, I loved seeing Orange Cassidy versus Zack Sabre Jr. versus Daniel Garcia and his little stupid dance.
His dancey dance. Don't be hating on his dancey dance.
Sorry, I don't like it.
I like the dancey dance. And they went up against Shibata for the AEW International Championship. And I got to tell you, it was great to see Zack Sabre Jr. again because he's one of the smoothest wrestlers. And I don't get a chance to see him that much because I don't watch a whole lot of New Japan. But when I did get a chance to see him again here in this Fatal 4-Way, I got to tell you, are you doing the dancey dance?
No.
I thought you didn't like the dancey dance.
It's stupid.
If we don't got video here, but over there in the podcast world, the young prodigy over here was just doing his little dancey dance.
I was not doing Daniel Garcia's thumb dance.
You called it a dancey dance, all right? But he did do his dancey dance. I don't know if you saw the little viral clip of Shibata and Zack Sabre Jr. going at it, and Daniel Garcia trying to get in on the smoke. And he just kept hitting him with the dancey dance until they had to shut him down. I'm telling you, I like Daniel Garcia and his dancey dance. I don't care. I like it, man.
I hate it, honestly. It's just so dumb.
He do his little dancey dance. Did you like seeing Zack Sabre Jr.? I'm not sure how many times you got a chance to see him.
I think that was my first time ever watching him wrestle.
Did you like him?
Yep, but I really like Orange Cassidy, and I'm pretty new to AEW, so I haven't really seen a lot of guys wrestle like that. But one person that I've really seen and I like is Orange Cassidy, and freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy.
You a fan?
Yep.
Man, greatest international champion of all time.
I can't disagree.
Yeah, he's great. I really enjoyed that match, and I think this was his 25th title defense with that title, making it prestigious.
You know who else had a pretty legendary title run?
Who's that?
CM Punk.
Oh, yeah, he did.
CM Punk went against Satoshi Kojima. Sorry for mispronouncing that, but that was a great match. CM Punk came out with the win, and it was a good match, honestly.
I gotta say, it's crazy seeing CM Punk back in the ring again on pay-per-view after all that mess that went down last year, all that craziness. But he came out to the boos, and one thing about CM Punk is that he's one of those types, like an MJF type, who can come out, get booed, and just soak it in. It doesn't matter to him. He just takes it in, and it's really a great thing to see. And me and Hype had a lot of questions about the return of CM Punk, but now that he's back and seems to be hitting a stride, I just want to see him do well, because him doing well in AEW means that it's good things for the company, because he's always going to bring eyes as long as he's being polarizing, which means he's not always going to do things that we like, but putting out good work. And I really like the fact that after he beat Kojima, he showed the sign of respect. It doesn't matter what you think about Punk. It's always good for him to show that sign of respect. And Punk is, once again, a polarizing guy. There's a lot of people that really, really love him, and there's a lot of people that really, really hate him. But, we need guys like that in the business. So I think that it was great. And I think that they had a good match. Of course, we had MJF, who didn't want to have his match against Hiroshi Tanahashi for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. MJF has just got to be MJF. He comes out with the robe, turns around, and it says New Japan is an indie, and he's just a jerk. Guy's just a jerk. I know we were talking a little bit earlier in the day about MJF, and you said that you were kind of a fan. What do you like about MJF?
I mean, I love the heat that he brings, and the little snarky remarks that he makes. I mean, with Adam Cole, how he brought up Adam Cole's promo with Karrion Kross in NXT, and how he brought up Vince McMahon. I love when he brings it up. I don't know. There's just something about it that just makes it kind of funny and also cool and really,
kind of breaking the fourth wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's somebody who I think a lot of people have kind of taken to. It's a weird effect because it's people don't like CM Punk because he's a jerk, but people like MJF because he's a jerk.
Yeah.
So it's just weird, but I don't hate it. MJF wins, of course, in a cheap way with the Dynamite Diamond ring, and beats Tanahashi, who's of course is one of New Japan Pro Wrestling's finest wrestlers. I mean, he just is. So no matter how you cut it, that's a big win for MJF. We had more World Heavyweight Championship action as we saw Sonata defend the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship up against Jungle Boy Jack Perry. I gotta tell you, man, it was weird seeing Jungle Boy Jack Perry get an opportunity for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship just because I know the history of that title and I know how prestigious that they make it. It's a very well-respected and well-received title, especially in Japan. So I don't know if Jungle Boy Jack Perry was the right challenger, and then it was fourth on the card or something, and then everything got overshadowed by the weird Jungle Boy Jack Perry heel turn against Hook. I still don't understand that. The match wasn't bad. I'm not saying it was bad. There was just some things for me that just didn't hit in that match. But what were your thoughts about it?
To be honest, I didn't see all of it, but I think it was an interesting match.
Yeah, it was an interesting match. Once again, it wasn't bad, but there was just, once again, it just felt weird to me. I mean, we got a chance to see Sting, Darby Allin, and Nate go up against Chris Jericho, Minoru Suzuki, and Sammy Guevara. That was fun, and honestly, not a bad match. I mean, we had Toni Storm go up against Willow Nightingale for the AEW World Women's Championship. And, of course, Willow Nightingale is the New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Women's World Champion. I didn't think that title was changing hands. I didn't think the AEW International Championship was changing hands. I didn't think the AEW World Heavyweight Championship was changing hands. I didn't think the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship was changing hands. You kind of get where I'm going with this. Yep. As great as the show was, it was a tad bit predictable.
Yep. But I think my favorite match of the night was got to be Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay. I mean, they pulled out everything. I mean, the spots they had a DDT on a stair. They had Kenny Omega kicking out of the one-winged angel at one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I just want to add this. You had Don Callis, who, even though this is a international professional wrestling show that is really centered around quote unquote exhibition style matches, not really a whole lot of stories, but the addition of Don Callis in this match was just great. I mean, it just was. We got a chance to see them call back the screwdriver spot. Yeah. And I got to tell you, this match was just a bloody mess, and I knew this had strong possibility to be match of the night, and I might catch a little heat for this, and I'll take that on the chin. But I gotta say, I also know the injury about Bryan Danielson. The match between Bryan Danielson and Kashika Okada was fine. It was what it was. I know it probably could have been better had Bryan Danielson not completely or completely broke his bone in his forearm, which he did 10 minutes into the match, and then wrestled for another 20 minutes after that. What a guy! I mean, seriously, this is why Bryan Danielson's one of my favorites. But even with him being one of my favorite wrestlers, going up against a dream match against Okada, man, I got to tell you, Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay for the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship was just far away my favorite match of the night.
Yeah, they stole the show for real. Like, honestly, I mean, we saw like I can't even like talk because it was so crazy. It was just a bloody mess, like you said, but it was just bloody good. Like,
oh yeah,
there was blood on the steps. There's blood on the floor. There's blood on the canvas. There's blood everywhere.
Yeah.
And how many, like, I gotta give it to Kenny Omega. His knees are crazy.
Oh yeah, those V triggers are just insane. I mean, I hope they're as deadly. I hope they're as deadly in AEW Fight Forever as they are in real life, because that's gonna, like, I might just spam those V triggers just to do it. But
honestly, I might just spam Will Ospreay's elbows too.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I mean,
they look so like devastating.
Well, you became a pretty big Will Ospreay fan coming out of this past weekend.
Yep, I mean, I like Will Ospreay a lot. I mean, he can prove that he, can put on 5-star bangers like all the time.
Yeah, bruv. I mean, oh yeah, bruv.
I know a lot of people would like to see like Will Ospreay versus Gunther, and like I know a lot of people are like came up with an idea like Forbidden Door, Will Ospreay versus Gunther, and stuff like that. But I think that was good, and honestly, I would definitely spam V triggers and elbows from Will Ospreay in Fight Forever.
Oh, absolutely. So I got to show you something real quick. This is the extent of the break on Bryan Danielson's forearm. It's completely broken. Do you see that?
Yeah. Oh, that is bad.
And he wrestled for 20 more minutes. I mean, once again, Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay. I mean, you're talking match of the year candidate right there. Easy. If you talk, like, I still believe that in December, when we're talking matches of 2023, we're going to be talking about this match still. But the fact that Bryan Danielson wrestled 20 more minutes after completely breaking a bone in the forearm, that's something commendable and should be respected.
Yep. I've always respected Bryan Danielson, whatever you'd call him. But I honestly think this might be the first time that we ever see Bryan Danielson in just a wrestling game. I think he's always been Daniel Bryan.
Oh yeah, and we're definitely going to talk about that a little bit more when we talk AEW Fight Forever. Of course, we had the Blackpool Combat Club. They went up against the Young Bucks, Adam Page, Eddie Kingston, and Ishii. And once again, another good match. We really want to just talk about the main matches on the card, and of course, really talk a little bit more about Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay, because that was the one right there. I mean, it just was far and away for me, and obviously for Zay over here, he kind of feels the same way. But man, I just got to tell you, it was a great show. Once again, very predictable. The only title change they had was Will Ospreay defeating Kenny Omega for the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship. Once again, predictable. The whole night was predictable, but great match. But bell to bell, great matches.
Yeah,
I mean, bell to bell, great matches.
It may have been predictable, but that's what I mean. It didn't really change how the match quality was.
Yeah. Especially Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay. There was just that little extra wrinkle with Don Callis being involved, and it just shows you that professional wrestling managers still have a very strong place in wrestling, even in today's day and age. So, man, we talk about today's day and age, and we talk about wrestling video games, and we're definitely going to get to that because we're going to talk AEW Fight Forever, which comes out this Thursday. But I got it before we do that. What would you give Forbidden Door? What's your rating on Forbidden Door?
Out of 10 or 5 stars?
I'd say out of 10.
I would give this a 7 out of 10. Well, actually an 8 out of 10.
You're going to give it 8 out of 10?
What would you give it?
I'm going to say a solid 8.5 out of 10. I'll give it 8.5. I thought, once again, bell to bell, great wrestling, and I really think that Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay is the reason that I bumped it up from 8 to 8.5. I mean, to be honest with you. But once again, predictable, and maybe if something not surprising, like if something not like that wasn't predictable happened, that was good, because the only thing that kind of surprised me was when Jack Perry turned on Hook, and then I went from, oh, this is happening, to why is this happening? So hopefully we'll see more about that on Dynamite and Collision and whatnot, and hopefully we will. But now we got to talk about a little Fight Forever before we get on out of here and call this a really great episode. So Fight Forever comes out this Thursday, and that's the 29th, and we're seeing more and more stuff, details coming out about this game, and a whole lot of stuff, hardcore, so many different match types, the graphics looking good. Mini games that's going to be involved. The rumor of online Stadium Stampede that's supposed to be like a Battle Royale-esque type game, that will be interesting. How is that going to play out? Ladders, fire extinguishers, barbed wire, explosives. I mean, so much.
You can get things from the crowd. I mean, apparently you can hold like more than 3. What is it? Like
titles.
3 titles. Yeah, 3 titles. So I think that's going to be interesting. The graphics are not like. I feel like they're good for what they are. They don't need to be like WWE 2K, because this isn't WWE 2K. I'm glad that it's not. Like, it doesn't need to be a simulation. If you really wanted to play an AEW simulation, just go on WWE 2K, get like all the AEW superstars, get all the shows and stuff. But no, this is an arcade game. So since it is an arcade game style game with mini games and stuff, it's its own game. It's totally different from WWE 2K, which I think is going to make the game a lot better.
I agree, man. I mean, with everything that's going on, of course we know microtransactions have become such a big part of gaming in the last few years. This one is going to be no different. This is going to offer microtransactions, create an arena, something that's been rumored. A star system is another thing that's been rumored. I mean, I got to tell you, there's only a few people on that card or on that roster that's not there that I would like to see there. And that's, I mean, I would like to see, like, I don't think I saw the Acclaimed on there. Are the Acclaimed in the game?
From what I'm seeing, they're not.
I'd like to see the Guns in the game, Billy Gunn's sons. I'd like to see them in the game. Swerve Strickland, I'd like to see him in the game. But this is a thing, though, that I do feel like we are going to see additions in the game.
Yeah.
Like, I think we might see some packs, like downloadable packs come into the game, or maybe we can get those characters. Maybe we could even get a New Japan Pro Wrestling downloadable pack where you have characters like Tanahashi, Okada, Naito, Will Ospreay. I know you'll definitely be him if he enters the game because you become a fan of his. There's just so many options. There's really so many options. So it'll be great to see. It'll really be great to see what they're gonna do with this game. How far it is gonna go. And yeah, I just don't feel like you can have this game without having the Acclaimed in there, right?
Yeah.
Like, the Acclaimed will become such a big part of AEW.
I think it's also, a cool part that Cody Rhodes is in the game. I mean, I'm pretty sure he had, like, the first ever AEW match, against Sammy Guevara, I'm pretty sure.
I believe so.
I think that was the first Dynamite, I'm pretty sure.
The very first Dynamite. My goodness. The very first Dynamite, and that was many years ago.
Yeah, that was like in 2019.
Man, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's crazy to think about that. But I gotta tell you, this match, this game, it really looks good. Like, this is the first non-WWE wrestling game that I've been like this excited for in like a really long time.
I mean, yeah, I think it's honestly kind of crazy that we're getting a new game. I mean, it's gonna be crazy because there's gonna be all this combat, all this mini games, all the fun. Like, I mean, it doesn't matter if you like it, like AEW, or you don't. I think that anybody can like this game because it's gonna offer so many things, and like, I don't know, it's just gonna be super fun to play. I know on Playhouse Gaming we're gonna be doing stuff with that.
Oh, for sure. I think and like, even your mom is like, she's seen a little bit of it, and you guys have heard my wife here on the show from time to time. Even she's excited about playing it. Like, she seems excited.
Even my 5-year-old sister is excited for it. I mean,
yep. It seems like it's going to be a really great game, but more importantly, a really great alternative to WWE 2K, which I believe is a great game too. It's not a bad game. It's a fun game to play, but I think this is going to be a different type of fun.
And also, I think it's going to be cool how you can ride on a skateboard, and you can also have intergender matches.
Oh man, yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, and some of the screenshots I've seen of like the bloody canvas, chef's kiss, beautiful violence. That's what I like to see. Interactive arena where you can jump off of barricades is something else I've heard about. Yep. This is gonna be great. I mean, honestly, and we've got less than 48 hours. I mean, and for this game to come out.
You're also going to be able to, like fight with your hands in your pockets with Orange Cassidy.
Oh yeah. It's going to be a great great game. It's going to be fun. So let me ask you this, because I've had a lot of wrestlers, as a matter of fact, athletes, come on this podcast, and quite a few of them have cited their sparking of interest in wrestling stemming from the wrestling video games. So let me ask you, as a young man here, coming up and a budding wrestling fan, what do you've already like grown a little bit, because you were somebody that was very much a WWE loyalist. But now you've kind of opened up your mindset a little bit to AEW and enjoying it and whatnot. What do you think that your level of interest is going to be in AEW once you start playing this game?
Honestly, after the game comes out,
if it's good.
Yeah, and if it's good, I think that's just going to add like times 10 to the like amount of attraction, I would say, to AEW, because like I feel like really when I play games, because I'm a huge gamer, like I know like I didn't really like just care for wrestling for a while, and then I started playing WWE 2K22, and then I started getting back into it, and that also happened with NBA 2K, and since I'm already like involved with wrestling, and I already am interested with AEW, and I'm just playing a better AEW like game, I think that's just I'm just gonna like be more of an AEW fan and see what's next to come up.
No, I like that answer. Just because, like, I do want you, we've talked about it before, I want you to keep your mind open to all wrestling. Like, definitely if you like WWE, that's great, but, like, there's other stuff out there to watch. I mean, there's so much, and you're kind of seeing it now at a very young age. I mean, I wasn't I was not getting chauffeured around to independent wrestling shows when I was your age at all. So, like, you're getting very early exposure to it. You've been to WWE shows. You've been in person for AEW shows. You've been in person for NXT shows. Actually, you were there for the very first NXT show on the road. So that was the first time that they toured, and we was there for that over in Cleveland, and that was a great show. You've been to many. You've worked with indies like Emerge, and you've come with me to Naptown All Pro, and you enjoyed that quite a bit. And yeah, you're getting a lot of early exposure to wrestling at such a young age, and it's great. It's not a bad thing. Keeps you out of trouble because you always got to figure out what's next for you and what you want to do, man. So, I honestly feel like this was a really great episode.
For sure.
And it was great having you back on. So
I'd like to be on anytime you need me, but I know we're not going to be able to get these opportunities again because summer's coming to an end not pretty soon. We're halfway there, but maybe one more time before school starts and stuff.
For sure,
I'll be able to come back on. I'm free anytime because
Oh yeah, no, I believe that that's something that we could definitely see coming down the line, and we could definitely do that, man. So you're out there grinding, out there doing your thing, and it's great. It's really great to see. So we'll definitely have you back on the podcast at some point. Is there anything that you want to plug before I let you get out of here?
My YouTube, Playhouse Gaming, PlayHowse. That's all one word, and space. GAMING. That's Playhouse Gaming. We on the road to 200. We'll be doing stuff. We're taking a break until Fight Forever, and I'm him. So, I don't know what else to say.
There you
I
go.
don't got nothing else. Y'all don't need my Snap, TikTok, nothing that. Pretty much, I'm nowhere else. So.
There you go, the young prodigy coming through, talking some wrestling with the director, and we love to see it. Guys, we got a lot of stuff that's coming through the pipeline here. Once again, like I said, you got Naptown All Pro. They just dropped their show, Already Chose, on IWTV. Go ahead and pull up and check that out on the IWTV app. It's great. It's a movie. Playhouse Gaming, you already know, coming up. With a little AEW Fight Forever. We're gonna get Raw into that. That's gonna be fun. Money in the Bank's coming up, but also stuff here. It's going down. It's really going down here at In Your House. We got my man, the Voice, Josh Joseph, who actually is got a big interview that's dropping here soon. He's got a chance to interview former WCW and WWE superstar Buff Bagwell, former member of the NWO, and man, that was a big interview for him, so check that out when it comes out. Make sure that you are following Joshua Joseph, the Voice, Joshua Joseph, and everything that he's doing, everything he's contributing for a moment with Joshua Joseph and for In Your House. It's great to see. You already know my man Hype, Hypocrisy Jones. He's always working, but right now he's enjoying a little vacation and family time. So he'll be back a little bit at the end of the summer, closer to the end of the summer. Let him get his rest in, man. He does a lot of great work for the show. We truly appreciate everything you do, bro, for real. And once again, we appreciate everything that you guys do, everything that y'all are doing for us, everything that you guys are doing to help the motion of this podcast, because we love professional wrestling. We love to talk about it. I got my son up here now who's following in my footsteps and really holding it down and doing a great job, So most definitely, we're going to talk some more Money in the Bank next week after the show has happened. We're going to talk a little bit more AEW Fight Forever. Wrestling don't ever stop, y'all. It just keeps on going. It keeps on going. And because it keeps on going, I got to tell you about shows that's coming up. I'm always going to tell you about that because I got great companies that give me that opportunity to help them with their shows and contribute, and it's really great. So definitely July 15th, you got to head on over to Macomb, Illinois at the fantastic and exciting D6 Arena for No Escape from Hell, where every match is going to be pitted inside of a dangerous, sickening structure, cage over there, 6-sided cage over there for the 6-sided ring, and it just looks like it's gonna be a movie. You have great matches like a fatal 4-way tornado tag team match in the cage for the D6W Tag Team Championship. That's Whiskey and Warren's, Mount Olympus, the Original Sins, and the No Limit Demons. And I'm telling you, it's gonna be a movie. I know I say that a lot, but if you're in the Macomb, Illinois area, you got to get a chance to go to No Escape from Hell. You're gonna have the championship match finally, 1-on-1. You're gonna have the greatest D6W champion ever, and forever against Mr. Broadway Kendall Fire as they fight for the D6W World Heavyweight Championship inside that disgusting structure of a steel cage. It's going to be great, and much more coming, much more announcements coming. As you know, you're going to have Jay Silva, the new champion there, the new Ultra Gen 6 champion, and what's next for him. The Midwest Express champion, Logan Myers, loud and proud Logan Myers, what's next for him? There's just a lot of things moving and shaking there at D6, and you definitely got to check it out. It's coming, baby. It's coming. If you are there, please check out that show, because you're going to get a great show. You're going to get some fantastic wrestling, and it, I mean, I can only tell you, if you, I don't know what y'all all about. I don't know what y'all into, but head on over there to D6 on July 15th if y'all want to see a dead body, because it seems like that's exactly what you're going to see. You're going to see some, I don't even know, because with this cage structure, and if you guys have not seen it on their page, go to the Destination 6 page, see what they're doing over there, and most definitely just give it love, because they're putting out great stuff for you. Absolutely, go ahead and check out July 16th. That'll be the day after that one. The day after that D6 show, if you're in the Indianapolis area, head on over to Naptown All Pro. That's a Nap. They're going to be presenting the Great Midwestern Trendkill on Sunday, July 16th. I mean, you're going to have great matches like MV Young going up against Calvin Tankman, and you're going to have great matches like Nova is going to be in representation, and you know it's Nova over everything right there. That's right there with Jeffrey John and his squad. And then you have a battle of the breakout stars with Darian Bingston going up against Alice Crowley, as they both won co-breakout star over there at NAP, and now they're going to battle it out for a battle for respect. And then you have AC Mack, who's stepping away from professional wrestling, Mac's final match, and it'll be against Rico Gonzalez, the love of his life, WWA 4 world title on the line. This one is going to be a movie. You got lovers, you got friends involved in this match. You got the final match of AC Mack. That's going to be crazy. Definitely check it out. Guys, that is the Great Midwestern Trendkill, Sunday, July 16th. And guys, you already know where you can follow me at, but I definitely got to let you know once again, and that is at The Hollywood House on IG. That is at Hollywood House on Twitter and on Facebook. And then, of course, you can follow this great podcast that's in your house across all those social media platforms. And, of course, that's HOWSC. And the W stands for work. So guys, we really appreciate y'all coming through. Really appreciate y'all talking some wrestling with us. It was a great episode. Guys, until next time, I need you to hop on this bandwagon. Get on or get gone. Because the household, we still going mighty strong. You guys have a great day and a great rest of your week. Peace.